Marriage adjustment of status is by far the most popular option among couples who are going through an immigration process in the United States. In today's video, I would like to speak with you about the steps involved in a marriage adjustment of status case. There really are two main steps in the process, and that's really what's great about adjustment of status. Not only is the entire process completed here in the United States and couples are able to be together and live together during that entire process in the same country, the other great part is that the adjustment of status process is more streamlined. And by that I mean other options available to couples such as a fiancé visa and a spouse visa have multiple parts where the applications are basically separated. The petition that proves your relationship and then the actual green card application, all of those are separated into different steps. But with adjustment of status, there's really two main steps, and that very first step of the application process combines basically all of the applications in one. And so that very first step includes an application, a petition, where you're proving to immigration that you have a real relationship based on love and not just to receive an immigration benefit. The other part of that application is the green card application, the application that has the immigrant's biographic information and immigration history and eligibility screening questions. It also includes a work permit application and a travel authorization application, and what's called the affidavit of support, the financial sponsorship form that is part of any immigration process for someone to receive their green card. So that first step, that is that application with all of those different parts. It would be assembled with all of the proof of your relationship, all of the relationship evidence, important immigration documents such as your passport and birth certificate, marriage certificate, and the list goes on. But really that is the first step, is that application that includes all of those different parts. And once that application is completed, it's typically, when we are completing those for our clients, it's typically anywhere from 200 to 500 pages, really just depending on that specific case. Once that application is completed, it would be sent off to immigration. And then by far, probably the hardest part for all couples is the wait. You're waiting for immigration to respond. But the next step would be immigration responding with something called a receipt notice, an I-797 notice of action saying, we've received your case is pending, and then on to step 2 in the process. So step 2 is the USCIS interview at a local USCIS office. Depending on the state where you are living, the jurisdiction where you are living, that is where your interview will occur. So that is step 2, is that immigration interview. You will go before an immigration officer as a couple, and the immigration officer will ask you questions about your relationship to confirm again that the relationship is real and bona fide, and the officer will be asking the immigrant beneficiary questions about immigration history, criminal history, and other eligibility screening questions. So that's a very quick 30,000 feet overview of the adjustment of status processes, are those two steps. While you're waiting for your interview, that is when the work permit and the travel permit would typically arrive before that interview is scheduled. But again, that's a very general overview of the adjustment of status process. After that second step in the process, the officer would make a decision either that day at the interview or by mail. And once the application is approved, the green card would arrive in the mail along with the Social Security card. So I hope that is an overview that is helpful for you to have more clarity about the adjustment of status process. We do have a free downloadable chart on our resource center at immigrationforcouples.com that really goes into even more detail about those steps and some of the things that happen in between the application submission and the interview. And we invite you to watch the other videos on our Resource Center for Adjustment of Status that go over questions of eligibility and other common questions we receive from couples about adjustment of status.